This is what happens when the ninja ends up underneath.
It's not fair. You baboofied in my face. The fan did a waff waff, did like a 360 into my nostril, into my downstairs mix-up, all the way up to my, and then it went to my brain, and then you're telling me I'm dramatic? No. I'm not dramatic. You're dramatic. I came here to help you with your hip flexors, and you baboofied in my face, and it's not even noon yet.
Wrong answer.
No, that went to my dome.
I was bent over.
Yeah, and it's hot.
Heat rises, baby. Heat rises. Now rise.
Ugh.
Oh, see what I mean? Oh, the drama.
No, you
drama. The drama.
You drama mama.
So I am back in my kitchen. If you didn't get a chuckle out of that last clip with the ninja, he thought he'd be slick. And when I was stretching and getting ready to do my postures, he slid up underneath me thinking, I'm gonna catch her off guard. I said, you can't handle it. But anyway, I was bent over and he just, I wish I could have captured it all because it was so classic ninja. We're back in my kitchen, like I said, specifically because I'm going to make a smoothie and I'm so hungry. And I wanted to share what I was reflecting upon in my morning practice, because here's the deal. During my trip, I wasn't doing my full practice. I did drop off more so that I could spend more time with my family, so that we could actually engage, and I wasn't being waited on, because sometimes they don't have patience for me doing my practice, and that's okay. But I got to spend time with them, and that's the most important thing. What I found by not doing my practice and keeping up, I didn't feel kept up. That's one of the Aquarian Age sutras. Keep up and you will be kept up. And what that means is you got to do what works for you. That may look different for anybody out there who's watching this, because what is working for me doesn't mean it will work for you. I can attest to my personal experience, but everybody has a different personal experience, and we all have to find our way in this life. Nobody's going to be able to say, point a finger and say, I know this will work for you. Even people you think that know you don't always have a clue. So my personal practice is really important. It's crucial, because when I do my meditation, I'm able to gain clarity, wisdom, insight. I sit with my stuff and I find the golden nuggets and the opportunities to grow from whatever that is that's coming up, because I confront it. I sit with it. I have to journal sometimes. Sometimes it lingers for a while. And this trip was beautiful. I mean, I enjoyed my family time. I enjoyed all the dynamics, good, bad, ugly, the old, the new. Because like I've been talking about, when we're with family, that's a whole nother ball game. And to be an outsider witnessing family dynamics can be crazy to anybody who doesn't experience the same family dynamics. So I know my family dynamics and I understand how they work. And one of the things I've realized, that the reason why it's so much easier for your friends or new people to accept you is because when families come together, number one, they're either expecting you to be the same person you were before, holding you to this bar, or they're not sure what to expect, and they're anticipating something that, well, actually it's all encompassing, it's all inclusive. Because then there's all these little ideologies and these belief systems around what you look like to them and how you act, and vice versa. And so I know in my family, we are very supportive and loyal, and it's very easy for one of us to talk about something that's bothering us or something we're excited about, and for all of us to jump on the bandwagon and support it. Oh yeah, that person wronged you, that's horrible, and support, instead of actually take the time to analyze and confront and question the whole situation. Instead of using that as an opportunity, it becomes this focal point of pointing fingers instead of finding solutions. Verse also, same thing with, I'm really excited, this is what I want to do. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Have you considered this and have you considered that? But it can also take different directions. So I know there's some toxicity and negativity and all of that, because what ends up happening for me is I want to look at it from a more conscious perspective. And because I no longer jump on that other bandwagon, there's a rub, because now I'm not being as loyal as I was before. I'm actually being the devil's advocate. I am confronting in a way that, in my opinion, it feels compassionate, because I'm trying to sit there and go, well, I know how you are, so is it possible? And I try to like ask questions to further delve into it, or maybe even I've witnessed something and I can see different things that they may not see. So I'm trying to bring in a newer perspective instead of being stuck in old ways of thinking, because that's an old way of myself that I used to be, and I wouldn't recognize it if I didn't have it and live it myself to begin with. Sometimes that's difficult, to take yourself out of that place, and it's easier to get into the old space of jumping on the bandwagon of we rally together, we support one another, but it doesn't serve. And so I am in that space now that, oh, here she goes with her foo-foo, her yoga talk, or whatever it is that is passive aggressive, that can dismiss what I say. And this is unfortunate, and I'm not playing a victim here, but I've witnessed it. And even the style of eating that I have, because I have to think about my own personal health. I know my boundaries and limitations. Am I eating healthy the way I would like to be? Not at all. In fact, I have actually made even more compromises than I would have a couple years ago, because before I went through the dogma of having to have certain things a certain way. And what may appear to somebody as being extreme might actually be how they stay alive. So you just want to be careful when you're judging anybody's food, lifestyle, whatever it is they're doing. And the reason I say that is because, I too was judging other people and wanting to help. And there is nothing wrong with wanting to help and see somebody happy and healthy and better. But there is a certain point where you have to recognize, are you doing it to make yourself feel better? Because that's really the reason we do what we do. And I love my family, and they can eat and do whatever they want. My concern is only when I go to eat something, if I want to try something, yes, I am reading ingredient labels, because guess what? There is so much crap out there, and if it has a label and it's not coming fresh from a tree, a fruit, the bush, in nature, then who am I to judge? I have to be vigilant. I have to do my due diligence and research. I do that for me. And if somebody else wants the information, I will share it. But I'm not in a space to turn around and police other people. I don't have time for that. But I often see, and this is part of the family dynamics, that my family can get very defensive about their stance and their beliefs and what they want to eat. And I have no problem with that. And I would rather have a dialogue than an argument, because to me, you can share your information and I'm more than willing to listen. And I can share mine if you're willing to listen. See, dialogues go in both ways. Both parties have to be willing to listen, not defend or attack or point fingers. A true conscious communication between two individuals or more requires the willingness to listen and not argue, or to say I'm right and you're wrong. It's not about blaming and shaming. It's really about trying to get to know one another, get to understand, stand under another person, listen. We all want that, but how much are we willing to step forward and do the same in return? I'm making a chocolate banana cherry smoothie with hemp seeds. And, well, I really wanted to bring that up because some of my trip was saddened just based on my own ideologies of thinking I could have certain dialogues and conversations. And it is difficult, but it is what it is. And when my stuff comes up, I'm the only one who can work on it. Because if I want to shift, I got to work on my shit. And it's going to start with me. And I get that. So there's my quote. if you want to shift, you gotta shit to get rid of your shit. Or, you know, like, anyway. I'm gonna make my smoothie. Cheers to the smoothie. Yummy. Yum, yum, yummy. Check it out. So good. I ended up adding blueberries. More bananas. So, what I do for the ninja, make sure he has some extra. This is 32 ounces, and it fits perfectly in the fridge. Make sure that he has some energy and fuel. Because you know, ladies, there are men that need lots of food. Ooh, yeah. Fill her up, and you have a happy man. You know, they always say, oh, the way to a man's heart is through his belly. Is that true or not? It's also way to my heart as well. Anyway, time to go get ready to teach yoga.
What are you doing?
I'm going to teach. My Mr. drove me over here.
Yeah, I've never really been like here like this.
When you're ready, you'll make it inside.
Yeah, you have any new stuff coming up? You haven't had an event in a while.
Well, just like I said in my previous video the other day, how I'm getting ready to launch a free meditation challenge. So keep your eyes and ears peeled. Make sure your notifications are turned on, set to see first, and keep following us because we're gonna do this.
I'm excited what you come up with. You got a whole bunch of ideas.
It's all about being present.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Stay tuned. What?
Hello, handsome. Has my ninja come to pick me up? It's like my knight in shining armor.
What? My first time in. Really cool place. Freezing cold. You have to take your shoes off. It's a rule. You have to take it off. When I walked in, there was like 30 pairs of sandals. When I walked out, there was 2. It was like I wanted to take a before and after. Ready to go home?
I'm ready to go home.
Let's do this.
Yay.
It's time to go to bed. It's been a long day. I had a lot of fun playing with my ninja. I was so tired and hungry when we got home that all I did was prepare the pizza that Tommy C had gotten for me, and we ate that up with some spinach and garlic, and it was so yummy. At least it's what I felt like I needed in my tummy. And now I'm all nice and cozy in bed and getting ready to go to sleep. I got some really rad reflections to share with you, and I'll probably do that tomorrow's video. Basically, it's the importance of recognizing how strong we hold on to our beliefs and how often we don't look at our opinions as being opinions, which means they are from our own personal experience, our own beliefs, and opinions don't make things true fact, but those are the things that tend to cause wars when we're trying to force our opinions and beliefs upon others. So just consider that. Let me know in the comments what you believe, if you think opinions are important, because everybody wants to be heard, and often we want to share our opinions, and they're not necessarily kind or relevant or even necessary. So that's where opinions need to always be questioned. Like, is that real? And how is it going to serve? Do we need to really voice our opinion? that's where conversations end up circling around. Just meaningless ideas we come up with about things, people, places, and such, but we never actually look at it and go, oh, does that really